Hello students, welcome to another exciting online class of science. Today we are going to study about something really very important and very special. Let me introduce you to myself. I am Barsha, your teacher for today. Let's start the chapter for today. So we are going to study is really very special. You know why? Because our life and nature depends on it very essentially. I'll just show you what is it actually. Can you guess what is it? Okay, let me tell you. This is a seed. It's the Rajma seed. Okay, I have got some another seed also. This is a small seed of a melon. Okay, now you can see this is a big seed and this is a small seed. So seeds are different. Okay, we find lots of varieties of seeds around us. And do you know, like the big plants, whatever we see, the trees, all are grown up from these seeds. Isn't it very interesting? How such a tiny seed can grow into a big, huge tree. So that is what we are going to read about and understand. So this starts with a very interesting story. You know, we all love stories, isn't it? So this is a story about a small kid like you who was very much happy. Why, you know? Because his Mausi's family was coming to visit for the holidays. It was vacation time and he was so excited and eagerly waiting for them to arrive. You know why? Because he was going to enjoy with them with lots of fun and of course delicious and yummy food. And just then his mother had to visit to his bua's place. So, you know, mothers are very important for us and they assign us their simple small tasks. So, she told Gopal that Gopal, you have to do some work for me. What did she say to him, you know? She asked him to soak 2 bowls of chana before he goes to sleep. And Gopal did his part. Now, when Gopal went to soak the seeds, he felt 2 bowls of chana. Will it be enough for 8 people in the family? I don't think so. So what he did, he soaked 4 bowls of chana instead of 2 bowls of chana. Next day, Mama came from Bua's place and she found that the chana is overflowing from the vessel. How could it happen? Now she called Gopal. Gopal, what did you do? Even Gopal was surprised and wonderstruck. How did it happen? I soaked something wrong? Mama said, okay fine, you have soaked a lot of chana instead of 2 bowls, it's fine. I will use half of them for cooking and half of them for making sprouts and those can be used by your aunt. Okay, now what did she do? She soaked some chana in a wet cloth and hung them to sprout. Okay, now you want to know how did the seeds look after they are sprouted? Just see the picture. Yes. So this is the chana before soaking. It's very hard. It is dry. And when you soak them in water, children, it becomes soft. And you could see a shoot also. You could see some white shoot out of that which comes out. Now let me show you another picture. Here we go. There are lots of seeds, you know, you could see masoor dal is there, moong is there and rajma is there. So there are different varieties of seeds starting from your kitchen, like to other places you can find a lot of varieties. There are some seeds we eat, there are some seeds we cannot, like fruits have seeds, apple, guava and vegetables like brinjal and so many varieties of seeds, pumpkin seeds are there. So you will find a lots of varieties of seeds outside and everywhere around you. Now let us go to some questions. Now you should tell me what are the different seeds which are soaked before cooking. Okay, so there are a lot of seeds which are soaked before cooking, isn't it? We soak arhar dal before cooking, we soak chana dal before cooking. So these are the things we soak before cooking. Why? So that it becomes softer and it is easy to grind and it is easy for cooking also. So now the next question is, has the doctor or someone you ever know has advised you to take sprouts? Yes, of course, doctors are always very much concerned for us and yes, they advise us to have sprouts. Why, you know? Because sprouts are very nutritious. The nutritional element of the seeds of the sprouts are very high and they give us a lot of supplement, like for our body, energy for our body. So let us move to the next part. What are we going to do now? Many seeds, it depends upon the different seeds. When do they germinate and how much time do they take to germinate? If you take moong, it takes hardly 1 to 2 days and it is very easy to germinate. You can find the sprouts. But on the other side, if you take the beans or the azuki seed, it takes 3 to 4 days. So it depends upon the seeds. So we can see an example, you can see in the picture, these are the sprouts of moong dal, okay? And these are the chana, gram or chickpea, chole. Most of you would love to have chole bhature, isn't it? So it takes time, it takes 24 hours for these seeds to germinate. Now we have to learn how do the seeds germinate. So here is an activity for you all to do and find out. What you all have to do, take some chana and you have to take 3 bowls. How many? 3 bowls, okay? Now take the first bowl and put 5 chanas in the first bowl and fill it up with water, right? Then in the next bowl, you have to take a damp piece of cloth or you can take some cotton and put some chanas, again 5 number of chanas in the second bowl, right? And you should follow, you should remember that the cotton which you have taken or the cloth which you have taken, it remains wet. It remains wet, that is more important. Now the same numbers of chana in the third bowl also, 5 chanas in the third bowl, but here we don't have to put water, we don't have to use anything else, okay? It's just simple chana, right? Now you have to cover all the 3 bowls, right? And you have to wait for 2 days. Next time when you see them after 2 days, you have to tell me what exactly happened, right? So I know you will definitely do this at your home and also tell me what did you observe. But before that, I would tell you the process, we should eat sprouts every day. It's very important to take care of our health, and I feel sprouts really will help us to stay healthy and fine, especially in this time when we have to enhance our immunity, isn't it? We have to fight. The pandemic is going on, we all are quite aware about it, isn't it? So let me explain you how can we make sprouts, the process of sprouting. It's very simple and easy, First step, you have to take a bowl and soak the seeds in a bowl full of water, right? Then you have to rinse the seeds, okay? Then take out the seeds, drain the water and wrap the seeds with a damp cotton or cloth. And you have to hang them and wait for 1 day or 2 days. It depends upon the seeds, and then you can see your sprouts are ready to eat. Okay, isn't it very easy and simple to have sprouts every day? Fresh sprouts, children, it is so healthy for you. Now let me discuss about the activity what you have done. Okay, so what you did, it will give you some important results. Now you would see that in bowl 1, you could see the picture. In bowl 1, you soaked it with water. So this chana seeds will be swelled up, right? In the second bowl, you will find the sprouts are there. But in the third bowl, there would be no changes. Can you tell me why? Why did it happen? Can anybody? I know you people are smart. Yes. You know why this happened? It happened, you could see the difference. Okay. It happened because the second bowl got both air and water. Seeds need water. It can be moisture, water or moisture and air to sprout properly. But in the first case, it was only water, and in the third case, there was neither air nor water. So it was difficult for the seeds to sprout. I hope you understood everything very properly, isn't it? So let's see how much could you answer or how much have you understood. Okay? So let me start an activity for you. Whatever I have taught, I will be asking questions and let me see, are you able to answer it correctly? So here are the questions for you. Question number 1, we soak chana or green moong in dash before cooking. Question number 2, in order to get sprouts, we must soak it into a damp dash. Next question, you have to correct the statement, students. Sprouts contain all fats. Bit B, doctor suggests not to take sprouts. Next question, question number 4. Which seeds take 24 hours to germinate? And the next question, question number 5 is, which seeds take 3 to 4 days to germinate? I know you all are quite smart to answer all the questions, isn't it? So you have already answered, but still I find some people are still struggling to find out the answer. So I would like to help them, okay? So answer number 1, yes, it is water. Question number 2, the question was like, what do you soak the seeds in a damp cotton or cloth, right? And third one, it's all nutrients, okay? It doesn't contain fats, it contains only essential nutrients, right? Doctors suggest to take sprouts to maintain good health, okay? And question number 4, the answer is chana or chickpea. It takes 1 day, 24 hours and 3 to 4 days. It's the next answer, students. Answer number 5, azuki beans. It takes more number of days to germinate. Okay, now let us know what are the different parts of seeds. We could only see the seed from the external side, isn't it? And what do you see? Just the shape of the seed and the outer covering. But you should know it includes a lot of things inside it. So when a seed sprouts, okay, there's an embryo. You could see it is labeled properly in the picture. There's this embryo and then the shoot, when it just sprouts, there's the first leaf. This seed is big and there's a food bag where it stores the essential nutrients, food store. It is known as the food store. And the outer covering which we see usually, that is the seed coat. It is always dry and very hard. Okay, hope you understood. Now let us see the process of the seed germination. When you soak the seed or you put it into the soil, how does the seed grow? It is very interesting, students. You should know when you put the seed inside the soil. So then first the radicle comes out. You could see it very well in the picture. There's a radicle which emerges from the seed and then it slowly grows into hypocotyl. You could see the roots are going down and roots are under the soil and there's a small leafy kind of structure, that's the hypocotyl. Now after that the seed comes out of the soil and the seed coat, it gets destroyed and the cotyledon is formed. The cotyledon of the seed which we saw in the previous slide, we saw the cotyledon. So this is the cotyledon which is formed and from the cotyledon emerges the true leaves. And there is the apicotyl and the lower portion is known as the hypocotyl. So the final shoot which is grown, the seed emerges into a shoot. There is the hypocotyl which is just below, okay, this cotyledon, and then apicotyl is there. These are the parts of a seed and you know it very well, the roots are under the soil which are not visible. Now this is the process of seedling. When a seed grows to a plant, this is the process known as seedling. When a seed grows into a plant, what happens? You soak the seed into the soil and root comes out, right? Next, seed coat falls off. The hard portion, the covering, the outer layer of the seed just falls off. And then finally the shoot comes out. Isn't it very interesting to know that from a tiny seed, how nicely we get the life, we get a plant, we get a tree. You could see this is the growth process, children. Everything in this nature grows like this, from a tiny being to a huge being. Just as we were born. You were a child when you were born, isn't it? Tiny legs, cute hands, cute little fingers. But now look at you, how big you are. You are all grown up, matured, smart individuals. So just like that, a seed also grows. We could see it in the picture. How important is a seed and how important is this process of seed germination? Because our life, the whole nature, the greenery, everything which surrounds us depends on the small seed. Now let me share some interesting facts. Some seeds are grown into plants, they grow into big huge plants, and there are hunter plants. Have you heard about it? Isn't it funny and weird that a plant can hunt? You would have seen in many movies, I do not remember, Hatintai, yes, I saw there were these huge big trees and they just enlarged their arms and trapped them. Have you seen this movie? If not, you should try. It's a very interesting old movie, Hatim Tai and his adventures. I will tell you about this hunting plants. There's a plant known as pitcher plant. It is found mostly in Indonesia, Australia and in Meghalaya in Indian subcontinent. So what exactly happens, this is a very interesting plant, I must say. It has a special technique. The plant is designed as a pitcher, where we keep and store water. So the plant is designed as a pitcher and it has a covering on its top. So insects do not know that it's a hunting plant, and it has a very strong sense of smell, aroma, and the insects get attracted towards the plant, and when they come here, the plant is so smart, it just traps the insect in its pitcher and then it gets its food. Similarly, another hunter plant is there. I think you people have no idea about these plants because these are very rare and very strange. There is another plant like this which also hunts insects, that is Venus flytrap. This plant is mostly found in the American region, South and North Carolina. So it is very much abundant in those regions there, and this plant has hairy structure, and piercy hairy structure. So once any insect is around it, so it can sense the presence of that insect and it just opens and traps it, and here is the food of the plant. Isn't it very interesting as well as funny that you should know that the plants also can hunt. So this is what all about the hunter plants. Now let us come to the next most important part. Like, have you ever thought, students, you see plants everywhere, but how do these seeds are grown everywhere? Have you ever thought of it? Now once it happened with me. I went to a dirty, narrow lane where everywhere there was mud and mud, and when I reached my home back, I saw all mud and sticky substance on my slippers, and there I got these seeds. Then an idea struck. Oh my goodness, here is the story how seeds move from one place to another. Do you have any idea how these seeds travel? Seeds do not have any movement, do not have legs. So how do they travel from one place to another? It is interesting because they are carried away by some or the other source. There are different sources which carries those seed from one place to another. Let us have a look on them. What are those dispersal agents? This process, students, the method by which the seeds travel from one place to another, how they move, that procedure, that movement is known as dispersal. That movement is known as dispersal. And how is it carried? How is it proceeded? That is done through many agents. They are here around us. They are natural elements as well as some living beings around us. So let us know what are those dispersal agents. So let me now explain in detail how this dispersal is carried away. You can see the picture in front of you. Here we have different agents. Now let me tell you, here is a squirrel. What is it doing? It is eating a nut, okay? They love nuts. And now what he will do, he will eat that nut and he will throw it somewhere. That is the way of dispersing the seed. So here we got one agent, squirrels, okay, who disperses the seeds here and there after eating. And then there is a bird, you could see a bird. Now they also hold these seeds whenever they get food, whenever they get these plants. They take the seeds along with them and fly to farther places. They move here and there. and the seeds also get carried away with them, isn't it? So these are another source, another agent, another medium of dispersing the seeds. Next you can see a dog out there who has long ears and something is sticking onto his ears. Those are nothing else, those are seeds. So sometimes these seeds, when you move around, I was talking about my experience, right? The dog had also this similar experience. He went out to a place and there the seeds got stuck into his skin or its hair. So the dog also carried those seeds to different place. Now there is another way of dispersal of the seed. Those are the natural elements. We discussed about the animals and the birds. Now let us see what are the different natural elements which are also the agents of dispersal. Now wind, how nicely it blows and how pleasant we feel, isn't it? Along with giving us pleasure, it also disperses the seeds here and there. There are many seeds which gets carried away with the wind, and especially when the storms are there, the cyclones are there, the seeds are carried here and there. Another way of seeds getting dispersed is the explosion. Have you heard seed pod bursting out? It's just like boom. Okay, it's a small boom definitely, but that is called an explosion, and the peas, they burst out sometimes and the seeds get dispersed. Another interesting way of dispersal of seeds is water. You would have seen like many trees are placed nearby seas and rivers and ponds. So the leaves and the fruits sometimes fall into the water, and with the flow of water, the seeds along with the fruits get carried away. So this is way of dispersal of the seeds, and the seeds from one place reach to another place. If it would have never happened, then imagine how we would have got so many varieties of plants around us. It's just because the dispersal was carried in an effective way through these agents. Today students, we have covered the first part of seeds and seeds. Hope you have understood everything. How do the seeds germinate? What are the different parts of seeds? The process of seedling. What are those dispersal agents? And you will do the activity as it was instructed to you. So, this is for today, and next portion, whatever is left, we will cover the rest of the concepts in the next class. Thank you.